Okay, hello and welcome. I'm CS20 and today we're going to learn how to code an engine. Give some backstory on this. This is the engine that I built in my spare time. So sometimes I play this game just because it's fun for me to play. So yeah, hope you enjoy it just as much as I do. So preference this a little bit. I just want to go in and code an engine, and I thought, you know what, let's bring it to you guys too. As you can see there, my screen share is currently on, and you can see absolutely everything I'm up to. Do hope everything is looking pretty good. Anyway, so I'm gonna run this engine really quickly, let you guys listen to it and hear it make the wonderful noises this thing can make. So, let's see. So to start an engine in this game, you need to throw on the ignition. See, it's off there. Now I throw it on. And it actually works. Good, so keep an eye out on here. Sounds pretty darn good. You also have a gearbox here, and you can select all these gears, but not really important. Let's go and program. So I'm starting with a blank page here, so we're gonna quickly go and open a couple of files because I'm not too good at coding yet. So as you can see here, I might have modified and built a couple of engines on my own, which was a nightmare. So I've gotten used to some of the things I've built, and one of the engines I built, I'm just looking for it now, is this one. So I took an LS platform engine that was already here, and I pretty much coded my own ignition system and doing all that, which was a bit of a pain in the ass, but once you get a certain fire order you want, then, well, things go as planned. Normally, yes. So here's a couple of great things I've found. So other engines that have off firing orders, like this here, is 165432. That's the ignition system I went with. So I'm gonna go launch the game once again. I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna go here. Go in here. Is it here? No, it's not here. It's over here. Yeah, I've got a lot of files. Let's run this game. Let's see. So here is where you go if you want to load the engines that you want. So we're gonna go back here, and then we're gonna go here and find my engine. If it still wants to work, which I think it does. It's a 13-liter engine. I messed with it later, but right there. So ignition on. I can of course add the dyno if I want to, but let's go. I think sounds pretty darn cool. So, back to this. So, the reason why it has a displacement of 13.7 liters was I was messing with V6s a while ago to see how much torque I can make with that thing. And that engine has proven to be a wonderful workhorse actually. So here is where I input my displacements and all that, which I think I can zoom in a little bit. I don't remember how. They are far of a gamer I actually am, not really. Little zoom. No, it doesn't help. Okay, anyway. Panel, okay, no, that's not really important right now. So, getting back to the premises of this video is we're gonna make our own engine here. So I'm gonna open a couple of other files, then I'm gonna add all those files pretty much together. So the base of this engine, I'm gonna do a GM style engine, but with Ford heads basically, in a way. So So we're gonna go look for a V8 of some sort. So we're gonna go that engine. No, I don't think it's that engine. You're also gonna have any sort of engine you want, even radial engines, which is a topic for another time, because those engines, even to make one work, takes you a couple of days to make it work. V69, that's a different engine. You even can build rotaries as well, so which is demonstration engines. I don't really think they work. I don't. This one's, yeah, okay, this one still works. So this has 1448, excuse me, 15483726 as a firing order. So that's really important to remember. Whenever building an engine in real life, you need to understand firing order in order to make this ignition system work if you're doing custom stuff. So this is where your valves need to be. So this is one of the most important things about any sort of engine, is this, how the valve setup works. This one, of course, you could have your own mess around here and doing all that. So once again, I'm going to make a combination between an LS style engine and a Voodoo engine, or Ford engine if you like. So we're going to put Ford heads on a GM engine. Yeah. Which is going to be crazy. Put it nicely. So we're going to quickly go down here where the bottom end is, because there's quite a lot of nodes here. We're going to take pretty much everything and just copy and paste till we have our engine that works wonderfully. You even have to go in and add your cylinder parameters and doing all that. So typically for this I just copy and paste, because coding all this out, you need to have a very clear understanding how coding works, which I still don't. I just mess around with everything, which is kind of dangerous in some ways, but it's all good. Let's just go up here. If I get quiet during this whole session, just know I'm thinking. I'm trying to make sense of my craziness. So I'm gonna quickly copy all this. Let's see. Control V. There we go. So now we have our ignition system. Ignition system is here and ready. Go back to the GM stuff, and then we need to go back to the Ford stuff and copy all this. Just gonna look for our heads here, which is all this, which I think I'm gonna take everything here. Let's start a new node. Yeah, they did. Okay, go. Just gonna scroll down some more, and just take all of this, and also the camshafts as well, and how it's set up. Also the cam lobes and stuff, so we're pretty much taking everything. So I think up to there is fine. We'll see. Right. One down, Control V, let's see. Okay. So now we have our double overhead cam heads, which that's a good idea. We also have the double overhead cam's firing order, which I'm gonna change to GM style stuff once we get to that point. And once we are there, we can literally just take everything from here if we needed to, and then use it over there. It's the camshaft stuff I'm gonna do my own. And pretty much we have all of this. Okay, so this needs to be copied on a later date, because that firing order and this firing order right here is two different styles. So we have 15483726, right? With this one we have 18726543, which is different, very, very different. But we're gonna take all of this now, which is our basically our start of our engine here. And we're just gonna keep on copying until we're at the bottom of this. I think the cylinder heads I need to change though. That I need to modify and mess with and doing all that. Which will be quite crazy actually. because engines like these are crazy to build. So let's just take everything. It's gonna give me an error, it's gonna do all that. I know it's gonna do all that, because sometimes whenever you design a new engine, you're gonna have problems. It's just whatever. You just have to get used to it, unfortunately. So we're gonna change our cylinder head here to our other style cylinder head we have. I just quickly have to go up and quickly see what the name is exactly, so that I can literally just go down, modify, go back up. So this we're gonna call a GM, or rather in this case LS, let's say, what we'll call this, I think I'm gonna call it LS, say LS Coyote mix. If we can get this thing to work, I'm gonna copy it over and see if I can't mess with it in BeamNG, because that would be really fun. But like most engines, in BeamNG it's always a fun time whenever you design a new engine and mess with it. It's always a fun time. So that's what we're gonna call our engine here, is a Coyote LS mix. So we're gonna have, okay, so we have F136 heads, okay. I'm gonna copy this, see, I'm gonna go back down here, so search for anything that is public node and it says LS, need to change that. LS V8, so what did they say on these? Well, I got this engine to work wonderfully. Which I'll actually show before we run this particular engine we're building now. I'll quickly run the other engine so you guys can listen to the differences in how these things sound, because it's kind of crazy. It is really kind of crazy. It's crazy to me to hear a Ford V8, well, the rough parameters user of Ford V8 to use what I'm using and make it work, so to speak. It's kinda crazy, but anyways, we continue on with our programming here. It's not really program, it's more copy and paste, so I wouldn't call it program exactly, or coding or whatever. I would just say it's our own way of doing things. So I'm not a professional at this stuff, I probably won't be a professional at this stuff until I really have to do something when it involves coding, so anyways. So now we're starting to build our heads here. Our rotating assembly is still ready here. So what I'm gonna have to go and do is I'm just gonna have to see whether or not we're gonna do the same style engine, meaning the same style of what you call it. Anyway, ignition system, there we go. So now we're gonna go and check out the ignition system to see whether or not the ignition system is correct. The ignition system we're going to be using is, let's see, public node, okay, cool, so here it is, so we're using those as our, okay. So I need to copy all of this. If this is the same, meaning our cylinder banks here and our camshaft here and our crankshaft and all doing all that is the same, that means we can technically build this engine the way we want to. See how this and all that is the same. So now we're gonna go over and copy all this. So this is sort of important information to have. Then I'm gonna copy everything from here on down, I think. Let's see. So we remove all this. Up to that point, I believe. Okay. So this game is this game is very unforgiving, because as ANGE himself said, ANGE I think is the guy's name, ANGE the Great self said, the game isn't very stable when it comes to being forgiving to tell you what exactly is wrong. So if we try and launch this game with this engine, that game, we're gonna break this engine. Meaning the game is just gonna close. We're gonna have to go back and reopen the game and doing all that, which is a kind of weird way of saying things, but you know what? It's all good. So our firing order is gonna change right about now. I just firstly want to copy and build everything the way I want it, and then we can go back and do all our massive changes like the firing order, the ignition, and stuff like that. Because this is a hybrid engine, you don't really have a how can I put this? You don't really have a solid base to start from when it comes to engines like these. It's always very important for me to go through and see whether or not these engines will work. Because sometimes you have to mess with something to make it work a little better. So it should have the same displacement as I think it's an LS3 or something like that. I believe. But we'll see. So now we can go down here and now we can mess with our vehicle stats here. So the thing that makes our chassis move, so to speak. We go one down here. So ignition, we can go here. I think I'm just gonna add all the Corvette stuff. So main up to here, I believe. Should I do everything from here down? Okay, let's do everything from there down. I'm just gonna copy it over here and paste. So the engine we need to change to, what did I say it's this thing? This thing is a LS Coyote mix. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have to test which one's gonna work. So, okay. So we're gonna say ls underscore coyote underscore mix. It's very important to always add the underscore when building an engine in this game, because otherwise it's gonna get finicky, it's gonna get angry, you are gonna get you're gonna get these messages telling you no, you don't want that crap here. So we're gonna save this now. We're gonna call this exactly what it is. ls. So let's go in AGT video 2. Okay, cool. Yes, ls underscore coyote underscore mix. Okay. So now we can go over here and test it, but there's gonna be a whole bunch of errors. I know it's gonna be. Let's see how many errors are there. Yeah, okay. So ls coyote mix. Okay, so that's an undefined meaning term. I mean, that's what it means. So that is on 441 or 4. So no, excuse me, 141 and 449. Okay, so that's here. That's where we may install this, so to speak. And also it said 141, so it's gonna be our name of our engine here. 141. Here we go. Yeah, okay, here it is. It's probably that. We're probably gonna have to do some of these. So let's see if that fixes it. Let's see, reload. Still no work, okay. We're probably gonna have to go and change the actual naming of everything. You see, it said 141. It's probably this. Why is this not working now? Okay. That is in parentheses, so that's fine. Probably need to copy that name over there, okay. Okay. Now I'm really thinking about it. It said 141, but why 141? It's probably because all this is a lot forward, a lot more forward than it needs to be, so we're gonna go back up here and just see what I did here. Oh, where's my other engine? I decided to modify. I modified the naming system of it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's... okay, that's not really a good idea. Needs a space there, another space there. Do we have all the spaces in the correct places? No, we don't. That would throw it off. That would make it angry. Okay, so we just have one more undefined node now. No, still two defined undefined nodes, so it's 142 and 450, so to speak. So it's still these two nodes. Still angry. Okay. So we already saved it as that engine, so we can literally just now input the engine that it came out of. Or the chassis name it came out of, but anyway, underscore. Let's see if I do that as a test, see whether or not it works. Down here it's at 450, this one. We can do 6 underscore V8. I did that small cap. Small letters, so yeah. Sorry if this is confusing to many people that understands coding and doesn't understand my way of coding, so I do apologize if it is crazy. Let's see if we do that. Does it want to play nicely now? Still not. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna reload the whole video, meaning the whole engine. Still doesn't want to play nicely. Okay. 142 and still 415 really. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. This. Okay. See if that even wants to play nicely. So do it there and at the naming point of it. Might work. Just might. This space. See if that works. Come on. Bugger. 450 on display in token and all that stuff. Okay, no problem. Zoom down here and put all these in. I think it's underscore, right? I just closed the engine that I wanted to look at, but okay. So space LSV8. Okay. So space underscore LSV8. Right, cool. Do that. Put a space there. Underscore as well. Let's see. Reload. Down to just the two errors again. Pretty darn interesting. Okay, let me just check all these over to just see whether or not this is what it's supposed to be. All these nodes are saying exactly what it needs to say, so I do not really see the problem right now, but I'll find it. That's a problem I'll find. No, this game is very finicky, like I said. Programming is finicky as well, but that's just programming for you. This is space GMLS, okay. I just have a defined node at the top that designates what's what. No, it doesn't. It just says what it wants to say, okay, that's fine. Now this underscore V8. Output engine. Says all this stuff. Okay. Over here. I think I'm just gonna make all this spaced, I think. Let's see. Do you want to play nice now? No, you do not want to play nice now. 142 still. Why is 142 a problem? Just do that. See if this helps at all. Which I don't believe it will. Still annoys me, but you know. Stuff that's annoying is very annoying, unfortunately. Let's do that. Let's go back to the engine sim itself. That now. Okay. Let's see. Fine. Oh, it's still those two. Okay. Very interesting. This all should work. Should work. 142. Maybe undefined term here, or what's the case here? As this all is the same, so I do not understand really why it's not going to play nice. Could be probably the name of it. It could be. I know sometimes it makes funny whenever you mess with things like that. Let's just see. That all is good. Wires are still good. Interesting. What is going missing with this? See, we have that one, that node, okay. And this big node running all the way down to the other node, okay, cool. So what did I do here with this engine? Did I mess with the nodes up here at all? No, I have not. Stars. Okay, and where the naming happens is probably up here. Yeah, okay, so still GM, LS, still that regular same stuff. So this all is the same. Let me just quickly go and grab that V8 that I've modified from a while ago. So let's do this. Let's go down to here. Where's that video engine? Where the f I put that? Where in all fluff's sake did I put that now? Okay. Engine bolts? Yeah, okay, it's here. Perfect. So I keep a library of engines I build whenever I'm messing with everything. So this is still the same stuff. I think it might be that is very different to what I messed with a little bit ago. So I think I'm just gonna copy all this over and mess with it the way I messed with everything. So do this, and do that. A lot shorter, a lot better. Okay. We can just add ls add our name to our engine here. Just save that. So it should work. 139447. It's still the same stuff. Why? It said what? 39. 39 is a turbo. I don't understand why it's giving me headaches now. If it's literally that, I'm gonna get quite cross now. No, it isn't. It messes with everything. Okay. So it needs to have those parentheses if it wants to work. Okay, let's just see if I mess with it this way. Maybe it doesn't blow everything out of proportion. Still, unresolved reference. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the stuff I don't really show whenever I build anything. It's the process of elimination I typically go through whenever I design, or in this case, for BeamNG or automation, whenever I mess with something new. I don't really show stuff like this, because sometimes it is a pain. This process of elimination is a big old pain. So this should all still be working, should be, at least. That's still the same. I literally just copied all this and it doesn't want to work. It still says unexplained reference. In this case it is unresolved reference, or an undefined node. which I still don't understand because we didn't mess with everything in a negative way. So that's interesting. Let's just see. If I just look at everything from the start again, let's just see if I can't find anything that is a problem. I think I'm going to move that up a little bit. Just see. Still what it is. Looks like everything still works the way it needs to. From here. So that has a okay, so that has a straight line down. Okay, that has a straight line down. Pretty darn good. Let's just see. Public note and stuff is still good. It might be that our displacement is different from this to that. That is millimeters and this one is inches. It could be that that might have thrown things off quite a lot. As I understand, you shouldn't really mix the two. That I know. But still, it's me. I'm the crazy person that would mix everything like that. Probably end up with problems like these. So the fine numbers on it. Then just go and see 447 then. 447 is the key. Is a gear node. The 447, yes it is. It's a gear node. Why is it a gear node that is being a problem? It could perhaps be that everything of this nature is quite crazy. So that's interesting. Let's just see. Okay. I think I have an understanding what is wrong here. Our 447, so I looked at the wrong node or the wrong save file there. Our other node here is this one, is our engine node, which is a public main node. Oh, try that, saying that 15 times first. So what I think I can do here, I can literally just copy all of this over, and then we can remove all of this stuff, because I think it might be freaking out that there isn't a node that it understands. So let's quickly go and see whether or not that fixed anything. Probably resolved a little. Okay, so it kicked it down to 443. 443 is still vehicle. What? So I'm chasing a small error now. I'm not chasing a ginormous error, which is kind of how coding works. So we probably have to change the naming of this to our engine type here, which is a Cody top end and a LS bottom end. So yeah, that's probably why it doesn't want to work. Let's say LS. So I need to do this properly. Score. This is probably a very boring topic to speak on in terms of how to build things. It's probably a very boring node. Well, in this case, boring node. I keep. Let's just see. I reloaded now, so it's still undefined. 442 and 443 are now undefined. Okay, so we're just running in circles here. So we have the define node here, but does it need an extra node? Yes it does. Okay, so here we go. Might have found our culprit to all our problems here, hopefully. Otherwise I'm gonna have to get creative in solving these problems. What is this? Okay, so that's the Corvette stuff. So let's remove all of this and replace it with that. Perfect. Let's just see whether or not it wants to work nice now. Still refined, so now just back to the regular old two nodes. Yeah, okay, so we are looking for what exactly? Let's go to mix, okay. Still an undefined node. I think I'm gonna have to go check out Ange's website real quick. I'll let you guys see whatever I'm up to. Let's see. Okay, didn't spell it. Yeah, my bad literacy is not coming through. just see, so he has his own hub here. We can go and find this particular game, this, and of course this is something I would recommend you download. But I'm looking for all the errors that would be broken. So assets, so let's just scroll down here and just see what is what. So here's how you operate this game, mess with it, doing all that, which is a pretty awesome thing to go look at. So I'll probably copy this link and post it in at the end of the live stream, probably is what I would do. Now let's go and see if it is still the error faults that I need to go and check out. So where did he push that to? So that's build, so it just explains to you how these things are built and what you need to use to build it anyway, code sloppy, all that stuff. Anyway, not really what I'm looking for. So I am looking for, no, that's not really what I'm looking for. So let's just see where I can go to see what exactly all the errors means. Make my own engines, okay. Change stuff. No. Okay. Let's see. So it's gonna take me a while to see all the errors and stuff, just so I can see exactly what did I do wrong and what do I need to go. The error, like, there we go. Okay. So undefined nodes. We have two undefined nodes, so which is actually a perfect thing to look at now. So undefined technical A. The most common, okay. Missing import, meaning you haven't loaded the file contains the node type that I'm using. Okay. Typo, name causing the sim to look at something other than intended. Okay. See, this is why you always keep something like this around. Whenever you're building an engine in this case, Visual Studio Code, always keep one of these around, just so you understand what exactly has gone wrong. So, I typically look at this quite often, because I've created, oh excuse me, a few engines over the time I've played any games like these, and it's quite interesting. It's also interesting to go and see what the typical questions are, so I always look at that as well. Let's see. So I'm gonna try and see whether or not I misspelled something, which is very likely, and well, in this case, rectify it. So let's go and see whether or not it should be rectified and where it should be rectified. So it still throws errors here, which is very, very interesting, because whenever you build an engine, you typically whenever you have errors, will be in a name or you build something wrong. That's just what I understand from. So we still have these two issues, which I'm trying to resolve now. 339, which is going to be this. Still don't understand why. I really don't. So let's see. Way up here. So they named it this, but it reflects like this, but it doesn't break. That's what I understand. So they use the big nodes they use for this. So it's F136. Which I think I'm just going to copy over and just see whether that fix something or not. It probably will, because then the code would make sense. That's essentially what I gathered from what I read on the mirror, well, in this case on the error message board. Oh, can't talk today. Ooh, 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 ooh. So if you're new here, yeah, I speak, yeah, crazy terms anyway. I'm crazy like that. What are you doing? Not searching for something, I'm looking to post. In this case, paste. Blech. What the hell's going on? Will be 136, let's just say. Okay, so now let's just go and see. It's now to the point where I'm starting to laugh, it's really annoying me. So let's just go and see if it wants to work. Probably not. Okay. So let's reload this freaking thing now. Nope. Still doesn't want to play nice. Still says this. Okay, so let's just quickly go and copy whatever is missing here apparently. Quickly go and copy that and fix it. Hopefully. So this all supposedly works up to this point. So I think it might have been a error in spelling something, it might have messed with some things. Let's just save that. Let's see if that error goes away now. Yeah, okay, so it's literally just a naming thing. Alright, that's good. That's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. So we fixed one error, so let's see if we can fix another error whilst we're on this crazy train. So this should be like this, right? Just go and see if it should be like that. I don't think it needs to be like that. So I'm gonna remove the back code of this and just post it like that to see if it is really necessary. I'll save, let's see. Does it want to play nice? Okay, so we're on the right track here. Let's use that. Save it. So this should work. Should. Okay, still not 140. So we've improved it somehow. Okay. We're slowly but surely fixing all the problems we have with our code here. I think I just need one of these there. Let's see. Still 139. Okay. This is why we always keep source code open. So we can literally just go through it and all see. Yeah, that's just how coding goes, unfortunately. I think it's still gonna throw me that error no matter what I do. I think I just messed up something really that badly. Let's just see. Still undefined node. Why does it like to anger me? I don't know. So undo. Let's just remove all the source code here. I still don't know what that means though. 140. Unexplained token. Okay. So you're going away. I don't need you. See if I really need it or not. Yeah, I still need it. What the absolute donkey hell did I do? Let's just copy all this again. Watch how it's a simple error and I'm just messing up really badly. Wouldn't that be funny? Still the same bloody error. Okay, no problem. Let's just do this. Let's just take all this. At least if we know it's all of this, then we know it's that being a problem now. See, does it want to play nice? No. Okay, and if I take literally everything here, Okay, no problem. Let me take all of this. Probably that messed with it. Work. Stupid thing. It doesn't like this. Why doesn't it like this? It could be that there's a parentheses there and it's not reading the right way. Could be. Still, I think it might be that though. I think there's literally a parentheses there and it doesn't want to read the whole script the correct way. Still undefined node. Okay, no problem. What the bloody hell did I do here? This engine I can show you works. I'm gonna unload this thing. Give me a little bit more of a boost, let's see. Yeah. See what I mean? Beautifully. So I think I'm gonna have to copy all of this crazy, like this and that, all the way up to here, and replace all of that what I took from the GM stuff. I think that is probably what's messing with it, so I don't know. All I do know is it's kind of getting annoying, so I think I'm just gonna do that. Control V, let's see, Control Save. Just go and see if this thing now wants to play differently. See, open, would you work, please work, why not, you stupid thing. Still hates this. There's probably a node missing now, which I'm guessing is probably why it's not wanting to play nice. Let's just go see if I can find this node. I think that is all over every engine too though, so that wouldn't be hard to see. There's probably an input for something. Judging by that, it probably has to do with the head. Or the ignition system rather. That would make sense. So there's the intake manifold, so ignition system should be either at the top or either at the bottom. So I think it's at the top. Here it is, impulse library, okay, response library. Okay. So this engine's not gonna play nice. What I am gonna do, I am gonna take that other engine in the week and go slap it in a vehicle, so yeah. So that is pretty much our coyote that I'm probably gonna use the next week or so. So what I'll do, just to make this live stream somewhat interesting, I'll make a copy of this and I will increase the displacement up to the GM style displacement, which I think is gonna be the way we go about it. So I'm gonna remove all the source codes we just took, so we're gonna Control C this thing and we're gonna Control V all this and just fix absolutely everything the right way. But I'm gonna change the firing order though. I'm literally gonna go over to the GM stuff and change the firing order. So that should make an interesting time for this engine. Let's just see if it wants to work now. Which I have my doubts, but we will have to see. Let's go over here and check this out. Yeah, okay. stuff, and we go take the firing order and how all the cylinder parameters work in this set way. We're going to take the first set, which is going to be all this. We'll see, so that's the first bank on how it fires. Just got it working, so let's break it again. And that's just how I live. It's dangerous, don't you see? I like it a lot. So that's the way it is. So let's take the second set of cylinders. Let's go mess with that too. No, all this bank 1 stuff, Control C. Why am I copying everything that is to do with the bank? Simple. I need to make this engine run like a GM style bottom end, but with a Ford style head. We'll probably mess with that as well with the ignition module, so we're probably gonna have to do that if this engine has one. Yes, it does. Perfect. Copy all this. So it goes 0, 1 through 7. Okay. Probably the wires are going to change now, which is kind of expected. So there we go. All that has changed. Beautiful. So now we can go back here to where our camshafts are. We're going to take the GM style stuff. I'm going to slap that there. Everything should be chopping like an LS in no time. We'll just have to see. So let's take all of this up to there. Beautiful. Control C. Take all this. So our firing order essentially now changed. So we should, meaning should, have the engine working the way it should, I guess. It must work the way it does. So let's go test it. Just see what is erroring out. So nothing is erroring out, which that's good. So let's just change the engine's name to the engine we want. Okay, so it's gonna be perfect. This should now play nicely. Please work. Yay! It works now, so now we can mess with everything. At last it works. Beautiful. And just see if it's not the crankshaft that is breaking things now. It could be all of this though. So let's just copy all this. Let's go put this where the Ford stuff is. 52 decimal per. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It will be okay. So let's see if it wants to play nice now. So its displacement is still 5.2. I'll change that up to 6.0 or 6.2 or 7 liters, something like that in the near future. Engine is working sort of, so ignition system is lagging out, which is expected. That's probably how to do with the timing and how all that wants to lay, so to speak. So let's go here to the GM stuff. Just go down to where everything is adapting the way it needs to. So I'm gonna copy all of the ratios on how the rockers work and all that stuff. In this case, it is not really rockers, it is camshafts. Which I don't think is much of a difference though. Really hasn't it shouldn't be a difference. We make that clear, it shouldn't be a difference. So let's go test this engine again. Let's go and work. Come on, take. Idle. Come on. Still being a little bit of a pain with the ignition system. At least we got something to work, considering it has a whole GM bottom end now. So it's sort of nice. Let's just see. I think I need to take the timing curve from the GM stuff and paste it here. I think that would be probably the smartest way of doing this. Did we take the GM firing this whole situation from the GM stuff? 18726543. 18, yeah. Okay, yeah, so that is here, so that's good. So now look how stark the timing difference is between GM and the Ford stuff. You see all the timing marks here, that's pretty much our degrees of timing. Look how loosey-goosey it gets up to here, where it starts to really show. That's a big old difference. And I also think it's the camshaft that is probably dumping. I think that's probably why we have issues with this engine wanting to play nicely. So let's replace all of this with the GM stuff. Let's save it and let's go see if it wants to work. I hope it does. Come on. We're getting there, okay. That's good. So now I'm gonna take the timing side of things, everything that should be timing related, and let's go mess with it. So it's all the way up to 8,000, which is kind of crazy, but the timing will have a significant effect on how an engine runs if you don't set it properly. Yeah, that's even simulated in this game, so which is nice. Teaches you how to do things. Let's see. No, the Coyote engine also doesn't fire up with just straight up starter. You need to give it a little bit of fuel. I have no idea why it doesn't want to idle. I think it has to do with the intake manifold being too small. The engine, and we're gonna go mess with some intake manifold stuff. So what do we have on the GM side that I need to increase the flow with? Okay, so here's our intake manifold and exhaust parameters. So these are probably the most important things on these types of engines when tuning them up to make them work the right way, the way you want them to work. So that all looks pretty darn good. Let's just see if I go up here. This thing is flowing a lot more. No wonder it doesn't want to idle. So we're at 996 there. So I think I'm going to change the parameters back to a somewhat decent level because this is a crazy amount of flow. So let's do 60. volume I'm going to leave alone, but the actual flow rate I'm going to change. That I'm going to change to, let's say, 800, in this case 900. And for our flow rate I'm going to put at 1000, just so I can see whether or not it is that's making the trouble that we're facing. Let's just see. So we load the engine, and now I'm going to start it. So on a little bit on the starter, and then kick the fuel, and then kick the fire. Come on, kick, kick, kick. Now starting to kick my butt. First I give it more and I give it less, so let's go down to 5 to see if that helps. It's probably the pitch of how much flow it gets in there, so still doesn't want to idle. So probably the issue here, we go up to, let's go up to 8.5. Okay, let's just go up to 8.2. And just back to good amount. Go up to 4,000 again, because it worked wonderfully there, so it's probably not that, probably. And let's go to 60. Let's see if it wants to break or work. One bank is still firing, so that has to do with the ignition timing or the ignition system maybe. Which also could be how the manifold top end flows would be probably detrimental to the LS style engine. Because these things also flow a bit, but they don't flow as much as, well, as a double overhead cam engine, excuse me. Let's just see if I can copy all these parameters over and just use that. This is probably what is hindering our ability to use our engine the way we need to. Let's go and see. Load. Mate, this might work actually. Nearly started on its own. Still doesn't hold RPM, so we at least bettered it a little more. So now it's literally now it's pretty much a weird game of playing Tetris now again. Let's see if I go and mess with the cams, what will that do? Well, I think it's still ignition system related. Let me just go down there and just see. So all that I have, except the ignition module. I think I have a different ignition module for this engine. Just go and see. No, it's roughly the same ignition module, except this one revs out to the moon, which is obviously what it is. So all these parameters still roughly the same. Let's see. Cylinders I have, all this I have. I don't know if I have those though. Probably gonna have to take all that too. Just so that we have an engine that flows well. Do I have it here? That's where I took my source code from, so probably. Cam loads and stuff are gonna be different to this engine. GM stuff is of course way different than our regular beautiful dual overhead cam engines. So we have all this, so I guess I can't really complain about it. But yeah, I think that is a big old adventure to get this engine running, and I like it this way. I'm just trying to figure out what is going wrong and doesn't want to work nicely. Just trying to figure it out. Looks like 99, I know that. But it looks like it flames out on the one side of the bank. Meaning that the ignition doesn't really have enough power to throw the flame far enough. So I'm probably gonna have to increase the stroke a little more so that we have a closer connection to our head and our block, meaning the distance between every revolution where the ignition is supposed to be working. I think I'm gonna increase the stroke by probably half a millimeter. So let's go up to 95.5, which is it's gonna change the liter each a lot. Change up to 5.3. So that's convenient. It just ran there for a second. So at least we now know that what I just did was awesome, because that just increased our engine and now it decides to run. Beautiful. So now we can go and add, I think I'm gonna add a little more throttle blade back to it. That's probably, I can't remember exactly which way it's supposed to go for more and less. So let's just go down to 6 again. Let's see if it wants to play nice. It just idled, it just did all that on its own. Basically too much. So that's awesome. Now we just play our engine. No, it's not really. Technically it is. Going in LSP. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and this engine will probably go into a chassis in the next one, I think. Next live stream. So do let me know down below. Would you like to see more of this crazy? And of course, is this a video type that you guys would like to see more of? Because this actually it is actually quite fun diagnosing a problem and fixing it and doing all that. So yeah. So I'm gonna go, before we end this, I'm just gonna increase our displacement up to a proper GM size and also all the GM stuff. So let's quickly go googling. Let's see. So we're gonna want probably an LS7. So that's spelled horribly wrong. Okay, that's pretty awesome. So let's quickly grab it in millimeters, and we're probably gonna do more bore than stroke, just because I want this thing to survive and not break every time I want to use it. So now I'm not gonna let any of these ads ruin my day. No thank you. Let's go and see where I can find all the specifications. Here we go. So we have that firing order right now, so that's at least somewhat decent. We're gonna increase our ball and stroke here quite a lot. So close this. So ball and stroke, I'm just gonna do my own thing with it. Let's go up to 110.5. Just go and see and we do that. Probably gonna break the engine, I'm guessing. So now it's a 6.3 liter engine. See if it still runs. Beautiful. This thing stays at idle, it revs up quite nicely. So I'm going to add a couple of more displacements, and we're also going to go and increase our increment of how the engine idles. We're going to go and increase that as well, just so it idles a little better. So that's probably going to take us up to like 7.2 or 7.3 liter displacement, or I think 420, 430 cubic inches. I believe it's the exact amount. Where did I take my default code? There we go, beautiful. So let's go up to a... let's go down to a 5, let's just see. Hopefully it won't break. 6.6 liter, there we go. Now it's over 7 liters. Now it's 400, basically 440. There's our beautiful engine, 7.2 liters, basically 440. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I'll love to see every one of you back here at the live stream again. And also I want to quickly speak on the next video actually. There's a video coming Monday, probably released very early. And also I'm probably gonna do a live stream recently, meaning the week next week or so, just to give you guys an idea where I'm going with the live streams and the videos and the channel, doing all that. I'm probably gonna put out a live stream soon about that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do consider to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course that helps. See you guys next one. Bye bye.